rooted within the Stoic freedom from external validation. Epictetus, when someone is properly grounded in life, they shouldn't have to look outside themselves for approval. The endless search for approval. Why do we chase likes, applause, titles, and attention? Why is so much of modern life, from social media to corporate performance, built around being seen? Epictetus saw through the illusion centuries ago. If you are not rooted in yourself, you will always look outside yourself. And the more you seek validation from the world, the more you give the world power over your peace. In this Stoic meditation, we explore how to ground yourself so deeply in inner clarity, purpose, and principle that external approval becomes unnecessary and true freedom becomes possible. This is not arrogance. This is sovereignty. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The invisible addiction. Approval is one of the most socially acceptable addictions in the world. It's rarely questioned, yet deeply consuming. We check our phones not for information, but for recognition. We overthink decisions not for integrity, but for approval. We speak not to express truth, but to fit it. The Stoics understood this. What you depend on for validation owns you. Freedom begins the moment you stop needing the world to clap. Chapter 2. Why approval never satisfies. You get the compliment and it fades. You hit the milestone and feel empty again. External validation gives a temporary high, followed by a deeper low, because praise feeds the ego, not the soul. And the ego always wants more. The Stoic sees this cycle clearly and breaks it by choosing internal measures of success. Virtue, effort, clarity. Approval may come, but it no longer defines. Chapter 3. The danger of performing for applause. Living for praise means living a lie. You shape your identity based on trends. You compromise your values to be liked. You avoid truth to maintain comfort. But the applause of the crowd is fickle, and the cost is authenticity. Epictetus warns us. He who lives by public approval will be enslaved by public opinion. The Stoic performs only for one audience, their highest self. Chapter 4. The inner scorecard. Warren Buffett calls it the inner score. It's the difference between asking, what will they think? These, what do I think is right? The Stoic lives by principle, not popularity. They ask, was I wise? Was I aligned with reason? And if the answer is yes, they rest, even in the absence of praise. Chapter 5. Grounding in virtue, not vibes. Modern culture says, feel good, look good, get noticed. Stoic wisdom says, be good no matter who notices. Virtue is not a performance. It's a practice. When you're grounded in virtue, you don't bend with every opinion. You don't chase every trend. You don't fear being misunderstood because you know who you are, and that's enough. Chapter 6. Solitude as a strength test. Can you stand alone in a room and still stand tall? The Stoics valued solitude not to isolate, but to test stability. Do your convictions hold when no one else affirms them? Can you live well without applause? When the room is silent and your soul is still at peace, you've passed the test. Chapter 7. Approval is not love. We often confuse being liked with being loved, but they are not the same. Approval says, you pleased me. Love says, I see you. I value your essence. The Stoic does not chase shallow approval. They nurture deep respect, first from within. And once you love who you are in silence, you are no longer needy in noise. Chapter 8. Training the mind to stand still. A reactive mind seeks affirmation. A trained mind creates it. The Stoic practices inner stillness, journaling to clarify intent, reflecting to reinforce integrity, pausing to return to principle with each rep. The craving for applause weakens. The anchor grows stronger. You become your own reference point. Chapter 9. When praise arrives, Praise isn't evil, but it's dangerous if you depend on it. The Stoic accepts praise. Without attachment, they say thank you. They let it pass. They return to the work. Because praise is external weather, but character is internal climate. Let it pass. Stay grounded. Chapter 10. The quiet power of self-trust confidence isn't loud. It's calm. It says, I know my principles. I know my process. I know my work without needing proof. This is what Epictetus meant by being properly grounded. You do not ask the world, am I enough? You say to the world, I am already whole. That is Stoic, and that is true power.